Okay, good evening, everyone. It's me, Jivan Dhakal, the program conductor of JD Learning and Entertaining. As usual, we are again present here for discussing or for sharing about some issues related to teaching and learning in English language teaching method. Okay, and mainly the topic for today is assessment, the evaluation in English language teaching. Before telling about the topics for today, I would like to welcome our guests, two guests, Tara, Chandra, Yogi, and Setiram Gosai. I request you to unmute your mic, everyone. Okay, first, I would like to welcome our Tara, Chandra, Yogi, sir. You are welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Uh, okay, you are warmly welcome. Like the same way, may I welcome our next guest, Setiram Gosai. You are welcome, sir.
Yes, sir.
The topics for the discussion is assessment or the evaluation of the in ELT, and we know that evaluation or the assessment is the one systematic process of evaluating students' skill, knowledge, and aptitude or the attitude also. Okay, that is evaluation or that is assessment. Okay, and without doing any delay, I would like to ask question to our guest. Okay, first question that I would like to ask to our Tara Chandra Yogi sir. Tara sir, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. Uh, I have already mentioned that assessment is one of the process of documenting or the evaluating or the assessing or the testing the skill knowledge of the students. We know that, and it is one of the most important aspect in teaching and learning. And
Yes.
everywhere in every field, the to assess to evaluate the ability of the students to ability of the other manpower is essential. So, what do you mean by assessment? What is your view about assessment, sir?
Yes, sir. Thank you for the question. Mr. Jivan, sir, as you have mentioned that assessment is one of the process of documenting and evaluating students' knowledge, skills, attitudes, and beliefs. The same thing is here. Actually, that assessment is a kind of a measurement and some kind of activity to take idea about the skill, about the quality, about the condition, academic condition of a student in the classroom. It is a process of judging achievements and information too, sir. This is, sir, achievement, assessment, I have told.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. And like the same way, I would like to ask same question
Yes, sir.
to our Gosai, sir. Sitram, sir. Sir, okay. I already on that, and our Taratandra sir has already told that assessment is of the one of the systematic process of assessing that evaluating student ability. And like the same way, I would like to get your view or get your point. What do you mean by or what do you understand by assessment, sir?
Yes, sir. Just before Tara sir explained about the assessment, assessment is a systematic process. In this process, teacher evaluate the students, their feeling, attitude, their skill. These all are evaluated, and evaluating the feeling, skill, and attitude, we find out their level, we find out their weakness and their strength also, and then we give feedback to the students. This is the assessment, sir. It is the process of giving feedback also to the students.
Okay. So much, Setiram Gosai sir. And next question I would like to ask to our Tara Chandra Yogi sir. Tara sir. Okay, we talked about assessment, yes, and I
Yes.
think assessment also can be classified or divided into other types also. I think. And could you please tell us
Yes.
the type of assessment or how is the assessment classified?
Well, so it depends upon the person's perspective. There are different kinds of types. People take different kinds, talk about different kinds of types of assessment. But mainly here, I think there are three types of assessment: diagnostic, formative, and summative, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
some people positive UTC, but
Okay.
mainly there are three. Yes.
Okay. Mainly there are two types of assessment, mainly formative and summative. Okay, and
Yes.
diagnostic is also one type of assessment, which mainly find out the that problem, find out that inner what to say that fall or the any problem, and guide or motivate him or her. That is, and
Yes, sir.
I would like to ask next question to our Setiram Gosai sir, because we don't repeat same question. That our Tara Chandra sir has already told that there are three types of assessment. Mainly there are two types, one summative and formative, and the assessment also can be divided into that what uh, that what to say diagnostic. Okay, and how do you differ formative and summative assessment, sir? Setiram sir, what is the difference between
Yes, sir.
summative and formative evaluation?
Yes, sir. There are some criteria for differentiate the summative and formative assessment.
Mhm.
First criteria is purpose.
Mhm.
It's according to the purpose, uh, we can differentiate the summative and the formative assessment. The purpose of formative assessment is to make students aware and give feedback and for learning, for improvement of the learning process. Uh, Formative assessment is used and summative assessment is used at the end of the academic year
Yeah.
and at the end of educational program. Next difference is that it is the timing difference. Formative assessment is done at the learning time, at the teaching time, and the summative assessment is conducted at the end of the academic period. And in the formative assessments, there is the final in the summative assessment, there is less chance to give the that feedback to the students. This is the difference, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay. Mainly two types of evaluation, formative and summative evaluation, are implemented or used in teaching and learning English language. Mainly, we are talking about English language. Okay. And next thing I would like to tell you that, okay, summative evaluation is one evaluation which is mainly implemented or for finding the level of the students, okay, or for giving them certificate, okay, for finding what they have learned throughout the that one period, that time. And the formative evaluation is done in the period of time. It means in the course of time or the
During the class.
yes, at the end of that unit test, that lesson test also can be done, and next weekly test also can be done. Terminal examination can be done. In which those are formative. One thing that is. And next question to our Tara Chandra Yogi sir. Tara sir.
Yes, I'm listening.
Okay. Setiram Gosai sir told about that summative and formative evaluation and how they are differ, I think. And I think this concept is clear. And I would like to ask you about the diagnostic assessment. Okay. And
Yes.
what do you mean by diagnostic assessment, sir? Or means give some
Actually,
idea
diagnostic,
the concept of
yes,
diagnostic.
diagnostic as word has come from diagnosis. That means try to find out some disease, try to find out some reasons, try to find out some faults. Here, in case of study and teaching and learning, diagnostic assessment means a kind of assessment that is taken before any evaluation. We can say that it is pre-assessment or it is a pre-test to
Yeah.
find evaluate strength, weakness, knowledge, and skills before their instruction. Their instruction, they aren't uh, counted for grades. Diagnostic tests are not assessment are not counted for grades. So they are in simple way, they are pre-test or a kind of pre-assessment before instruction. Because for example, if we say take little bit seriously the word diagnosis, what happens, even a doctor makes some diagnosis first about the disease, what kind of disease it is, then only he or she decides what to do, what can be the further test, what can be the medicines for prescription, like that. Same thing happens here. If the teacher tries, or if teacher gives diagnostic assessment, does the diagnostic assessment, what happens, the teacher gets some idea about the weakness of the student, about the knowledge, how far the knowledge the student has got, a particular student has got knowledge, and what are his skills, and then only he makes a kind of formation, a kind of mentality, a mindset, what to do for the next instruction, sir. So it is a pre-test,
Okay,
pre-assessment.
sir, and it means diagnostic test is the pre-test, okay, and it is mainly
Yes.
implemented. It is mainly done in English. That means ELT, English language teaching, for finding the student's level and behaving like this, treating according to that is, I think. Yeah, it means
Yes.
find it, that it means diagnostic means diagnose. It means what to say, find out the main cause, main disease, and treat according to their disease or according to their problem. Okay, that is. And next thing
Yes.
I would like to ask to our Setiram Gosai sir, I request you to unmute your mic. The question goes to you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, sir. And mainly we talk about summative and so what to say, that diagnostic evaluation, okay, and how can this evaluation, it means how can the summative evaluation or the formative evaluation be effectively implemented inside the classroom, or means how can this that the assessment, the can be, how can this assessment be implemented effectively inside the classroom in teaching?
Yes, thank you, sir. To implement the formative assessment in the classroom, first of all, we have to do some activities like use quiz among the students, and we peer review, self assessment, interactive activities, and we can provide student specific feedbacks, encourage students reflection, self regulation, learning. These all things we can do, and incorporate the technology for instant feedback to the students, or to use the formative assessment like that, to use to conduct the summative assessment. We ensure clear criteria and rubrics, and we provide to the students beforehand some hints, and we use a variety of assessments from different learning style. We incorporate some questions like objective questions, subjective questions, long questions, short questions, filling gap questions, and we can use this essay type questions and project work. These all things we can conduct in the classroom, sir. To apply this both assessment, we can do these all things, sir, in the classroom.
Oh, sir, and mainly formative and summative evaluation, okay, can be used inside the classroom. That is, we know about that. And next thing also, for implementing those evaluation inside the classroom, those assessment inside the classroom, we have to use so various type of the what that teaching, that assessment tool also,
Tools. Tools.
that can, okay, tools can be used, okay, and so many that ways of that, what to say, that evaluating or the assessing the students ability or the skill, or the tools for that assessing the students the ability can be used in that what, for making it effective, okay. And like the same way, Tara sir.
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Okay, okay.
Yes, I'm here.
One thing we talk about that formative and summative evaluation, and that can be used effectively inside the classroom by using different tools and the ways we talk about that. And now, what could be the influence or the impression of these assessments, sir?
Impressions means right. Impression means advantages. Yeah, because whenever anything is done, it has got some purpose. It has got some objectives of doing. Without any reason, nothing is done. So when these assessments are done, then there are certain objectives. So impression is very positive because while doing this formative, summative, or diagnostic, we fell first of all diagnostic assessment is given. There some faults, some reasons, some causes are found. Then what kind of that assessment is required? Then that is done, like formative assessment, and then summative. So what happened that formative, informative, uh, some positive activities are done, and motivation is done. In the same way, what happened in a summative, there are some grade up exams are done, and so the impression of these all or influence of these all are sometime when if we talk about formative only, then it is positive because it brings a lot of changes and improvement in students capacity ability, because there are some positive feedbacks. For example, if student gets motivation, student gets some supportive helps, and students that self confidence is built up. And so this is the good positive impression. And if we talk about the summative, then it may have got both kind of impression. For example, if at the because that summative is done at the final stage, huh? And that is counted for the grade up. Suppose if assessment is not successful, so it can be little bit negative too. So what will happen? The child cannot go up. Then it can leave some negative impression too. But if it is taken positively, then it is one kind of relation for those students, for those people who were not active during the classes, who were not regular to listening to the teachers. Because every teacher wants that his or her child should or student should go up. None of the teacher will think that students should stay in one class. But even then, unfortunately, what happens? Some students are of that condition. They are to stay at the same class. So if we talk about the impression then of the assessment, generally it is positive because a few only are not graded up, but many of the students go to the next classes. Their that assessment and their evolution is finally good. So if we talk about the impression of assessment, generally it is formative, it is positive, it is good, it increases the level of the students learning up, and
Yes, sir.
because it is motivated. But sometimes it may have little bit negative impression too, sir.
Okay, sir. That those summatives, okay, formative and summative evaluation have mainly positive influence of the what to say that
Yes.
effect. And next thing also there may be also negative impression also maybe okay. And Setiram, sir.
Yes, Jivan sir.
Okay, okay,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. And next thing we know that this designing or their conducting assessment is one of the challenging tasks. We know about that. Okay, it is one of the challenge. It cannot be done easily. What means what problem? What challenges should a teacher face while designing while conducting assessment, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's go ahead. Yes. Uh, there are so many challenges uh, to to imply the summative and the formative assessment in the classroom, sir. First of all, there is one barrier, that is language barrier, sir, because uh, all the students are not in the same language group, sir. There are different language groups, and their level also is different type of level, sir. And teachers also have not enough knowledge and enough that good technique to conduct the assessment in the classroom. And by the gapping of the language, or by the barrier of language, it is difficult to imply the that assessment in the classroom. And the next one is cultural bias. Nepal is multicultural country, and there are so many cultural cultures in our society. And the students who come in school, they have different type of culture, and by the cultural bias, it is difficult to apply the same type of assessment in the classroom. And next one is lack of the appropriate resources to apply assessment well in the classroom. We need different type of resources, and in every school and in with every teacher, there is not possibility to sufficient assessment, sufficient that
Resources.
assessment resource. Yes, and it tolerates the ELL needs,
Yes.
English language learning needs, it tolerates, sir.
Yeah.
These
Aha.
are the challenges.
Okay, sir. Okay. Uh, According to our Setiram Gosai sir, that designing and conducting or implementing assessment in teaching or learning is so challenging. Okay, and it is so difficult also. It's not a very easy task. Okay, and that is one problem. That is one challenging. So I would like to get idea of addressing those challenges or way of that addressing those challenges from our Tara Chandra Yogi sir.
Good. Very good. Thank you for the question. As our respected sir, Mr. Setiram, has already explained so many problems and challenges while implementing these all the assessment during the classes because of heterogeneous group or homogeneous group or different language barriers, culture bias, lack of appropriate resources, and a lot of other things are there. So actually, what happens? How to address means whatever you haven't got, that you are to achieve. Suppose if is our sir says language barrier. Well, here language barrier means language one interferes the language two,
Yes, sir.
which is English. So here, what can be done that sometimes, well, if it is really very difficult to convey message to the students, I think, in my opinion, well, mother tongue can also be used in some
Yes.
cases
Mhm.
because a teacher is to transfer information, knowledge, whatever he has got. But if in no way it is possible to transfer the knowledge, then what to do? What option remains with us? Nothing. So what happens? We ultimately sometimes use our mother tongue or language first for um, assisting the second language.
Yes, sir.
So that can be one kind of way of addressing the language barriers. And culture bias is another problem that for addressing this, what happened? Of course, children or students are from different ethnic groups, from different culture. But what happened? We have to make that kind of atmosphere in the classroom that we are from the same culture.
Yes,
Only
sir.
one culture is here.
Mhm.
Of course, there are many people from different religions, but there will be one religion in the classroom. So, if it is possible, the teacher should try to touch some main cultures. Well, otherwise, because there it is difficult to bring equity all of them.
Yes, sir.
In some extent, the teacher should have to maintain a limit. So, culture bias can also be addressed. Lack of appropriate resources, as our sir has said, how to address this. So, actually, what happens? Resources and some additional tools, they make our work easier.
Mhm.
We can do the work without them too. But what happens if we do not take support from these tools, these resources? Our work becomes little bit more difficult.
More difficult. Yeah.
So when we have got some resources, when we have got some tools, then why should we not use them? This is one option for addressing. But how to manage these resources that comes. So for that, some of the resources can be obtained from school administration too. After demanding, a teacher can demand some of the things, some of the teaching materials, resources from the management, from the head teachers. That they can approach to the head teacher and put his or her problem that that resource is not available, that material is required. So if teacher is reaches to the teacher head teacher or a management committee, I'm sure some of the resources and teaching materials can be made available, and some resources a teacher can himself or herself search and can manage, because
Yes, sir.
there is one statement that is way where is will. If a teacher is with a strong will in the classroom that he or she will do something, then I'm sure some of the materials, some of the resources can easily be found out by the teacher himself or herself. For example, nowadays everybody has got a smartphone. Well, so when a smartphone is there and when internet is there, I don't think there is any lack of appropriate resources or tools.
Oh, yes, sir.
A lot of things are there inside that internet and ICT. Well, so
Everything,
some knowledge.
everything can be found in internet.
Yes. So I believe that teachers should have some knowledge, some approach on ICT too.
I say it.
So these ICTs resources and tools can be brought by the teacher himself, and these things can be the enough, I think, to address this lack of appropriate resources. And some other problems can also be there, like that assessment fair, but sometimes it becomes difficult to maintain equity. We have to pay a little bit attention on equality and equity too.
Yes, sir.
So equality is easy to maintain, but equity is difficult to maintain. So also a teacher has to decide himself. Some things, some activities are depend upon the wisdom of the teacher, because a class teacher, the subject teacher is himself herself owner of the classroom. How to maintain classroom, how to manage his teaching, what to do, what materials are to be managed, and how to be managed, from where to manage. And these all things are, I think, concerned with the teacher. So I'm very sure if these things, whatever I have said here, I have described, if they are done, the problem and the challenges while implementing assessment in the classroom can be solved, sir.
Okay, sir. With some challenges, there are some of the ways of addressing the challenges. Okay, and so the teacher should have knowledge about ICT. The teacher should have knowledge about everything. It means only that what is evaluating, only assessing is not good. It means there with the assessment, with the evaluation, there should be also there are some challenge. With the some challenge for addressing such challenge, the teacher should do struggle. Okay, that's it. Teacher should have idea about
Teacher, the teacher is to be updated.
Updated, yeah. And next thing we today we talk about, we are at the end of our program, so I want to reflect or the means summarize our program, okay? And we talk about that assessment, type of assessment, and other influence of the assessment, okay? And next thing, how can this diagnostic assessment be influence or the effective in teaching, in the assessment, in the teaching and learning? Other means influence, impression of that assessment, okay? And different between summative and formative, we talked about that. And the challenges which are faced by the teacher, and the way of addressing those challenges we talked, okay? And here the last of the program, I would like to ask to our Chandra Yogi sir, what is your message, what is your suggestion to our teachers regarding the way of conducting assessment, and the way of addressing the challenge of the assessment, summarizing it.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. At time, I think we have very less time. So, what I would like to all the teachers that, and my students too, who have become teachers, that it is very much important to make kind of evaluation of your student. That this kind of assessment can be a help and a kind of tool to you to find out what the condition is of your student, and what to do if you do that kind of assessment, you will get some idea what to do for the further improvement of your student.
Yeah.
So according to that, you can do these all things. And another thing is that for addressing the challenges, I said, please, you are a teacher. Well, try and keep to be updated. The world is changing, everything is changing. You are to be changed, and compulsorily you have ICT, information and knowledge, sir. Without it is difficult to teach now modern students. These students are the digital students now. And how will you handle these digital students without being updated, sir? Thank you, sir. This much.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. And Setiram, sir,
Yes,
please
sir.
give some that suggestion or from your side or the message from your side to our teachers regarding assessment.
Yes, sir. To make one assessment effective, teacher have to find out the proficiency of the students. First of all, you have to find out proficiency of the students, and according to that, the teacher have to conduct the assessment. And there should be some language supporting activities also he have to do, because in the classroom there are bilingual students, multilingual students, and teacher have to provide different type of resources to conduct the good assessment in the classroom. And there may be different type of cultural diversities, and these cultural diversities also are that have to be respected when the teacher make the assessment. And a teacher have to be more capable, and he have to be taken the professional development trainings, how to make the assessment, and these all things are important for every teacher, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. And this is the time for departing. Okay, before departing, I would like to thank to our guests, Chandra Yogi and Setiram Gosai, sir, for participating and sharing your ideas here. And I would like to inform to our I would like to inform to our that audience, our teachers, our all the people, and to join our program who are interested, who are who want to share their knowledge to our audience. Okay, you can participate in our program. You can
Yes.
you are what to say warmly welcome in our program. Thank you so much, sir.
Yes.
Now we can.
I would
Okay.
also like to say some. Okay, thank you,
Okay.
man.
Okay.
Good night.
Okay. Good night, sir.
Okay.